The next speaker is Justin Case. Justin and I go way back, but he was born in Brooklyn. He moved here when he was 10. He started DJing at 16, started photography at 18. I asked him which he liked better, DJing or photography. And his answer was, I love both as they are both a different challenge every time. He does them both full time, which is, if anybody knows, that is a hard thing to conquer. And he also produces music and some art here and there. He's definitely downplaying his talents. But we go way back. I use him often. I love him. He is a very great man, just in case.
I'm just gonna sign it. Oh, okay, there we go. How's everybody doing? Doing good? I can barely see you, but I know you're all out there, so. Like she said, my name is Justin Case. Not really my real name, it's just a pseudonym or a stage name. I'm not gonna tell you my real name. That doesn't happen. My wife knows it. Don't tell nobody. Shh. There's maybe like 4 people in this room that actually know my real name, which is kind of funny to me. So you did get one thing wrong. I started taking pictures 18 years ago, not when I was 18. Don't do the math. Don't do the math. All right, so when Alisha told me about this Note2Self thing, like what would you say to your younger self? I thought it was very, very interesting. It was an interesting concept. To me, it was like having your own personal mental time machine, because you get to go back and think about things that you hadn't thought about in a while. I was like, what would I say to myself? There's so many different experiences that I had that I could expand upon to tell myself, like, don't do this, don't do that, you know. Like we all wish that we could change something from our past, like a job that you took, or a decision that you made, or you ever wish you could unmeet somebody? You know what I mean? Like, just, can I get that week back? Oh God, you know? I had to ask myself, what age would I pick? Would I go to elementary age me, teenage me, 20s me, 30s me? I'm gonna stop there. Thank you. What lesson could I teach the younger me? Or would I fix a mistake? Would I not pull that chair out from Yolanda in the 5th grade? Because she got really, really mad. It's all good. We're cool now. We're cool now. Would I not skip the first period for my entire first semester of senior year at Hope High? Go Blue Wave. No, I really skipped the whole first semester. I don't know how I graduated. Barely. Probably wouldn't fly now, huh? No? Okay, all right, good. Good to know. I turned out all right. Would I ask my current wife out on a date when we were 15 and 16 instead of waiting till I was damn near 40? The answer to that would be no. Not because she's not a wonderful person, but it just wasn't our time. You know, but that decision shaped part of my life. You know, all of these decisions. Sorry, my tablet's acting up. So we all make decisions every day, right? You chose what you put on today. It was a decision. What you ate for breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack, you know, in between snack, whatever. I chose this outfit today. Took me 2 hours, a mall trip, and 6 stores. You know, it's one of those things. And I still don't have on what I originally wanted to wear. But it was a decision. It was a decision I had to make, right? So I just want to tell a couple quick stories. One time, me and my best friend went out to a concert. And it was great. I forget who it was. I think it was Common. And we had a great time. We noticed some girls off to the side, kept kind of looking at us. We were pretty good looking guys, so we're like, all right, cool. At the end of the concert, we walk outside, and the two young ladies are driving up the street in their car. And we recognize them, we're like, oh yeah, that's the girls from the concert. So stay cool. They come in, they come up, they creep up, they creep up, they creep up. One's on the passenger side, and they were sisters. Passenger side, driver side. So I tapped my boy. I'm like, all right, what side you gonna take? And he was like, I don't know, driver side. He was with that girl for 8 years. But because of that one decision that he made in that moment, shaped his life in a certain way. And we all have certain decisions that we've made throughout life that we can all go back and say, if I hadn't done this that day, this wouldn't have happened. If I had talked to my wife when I was 16, maybe we would have got together. Maybe we wouldn't. Maybe we weren't ready for each other at that time. We were ready when we got older. But we all have those moments in life that you can look back and say, I shouldn't have gotten in the car with that guy, or I should have walked instead of taking the bus, or I should have not taken that shortcut because I ran into something that was dangerous. And they're not all bad decisions. They're just decisions. And you can't focus on whether your decisions in the past shape your future, because you don't want to always keep going back in your mind saying, oh man, I wish I had done this, or I wish I had done that. One of the reasons why I'm a DJ is because of a decision that I made when I was about 16, 17. There was a record shop near my house that I went to every day faithfully after school. I love music. I love playing music. I had a record player at home, so I would go to the record shop and buy records. One day I went, Biggie's album had just come out, the first one. And I wanted, classic, right? I wanted it. I didn't have any money. I had like a $10 allowance. I don't know, the album was like $8. I had spent whatever money I had on lunch. I really wanted the record. I had a backpack. I was like, what if I just take it? So I looked around. There's nobody looking. It's a small store, one employee. Grabbed the record, and I slid it behind my book bag on my back. And I'm like, looking here. Next thing I know, I feel a giant hand on my shoulder. And I'm like, oh man, I'm caught. The owner was Curdy Cut. He was a pretty well-known radio DJ at the time, and that was his record shop. And he said, man, what are you doing? You're here every day buying stuff, and if you ain't have it, I would have gave it to you, because I know you love music. So from that day forward, he was like, come back tomorrow. He didn't call the cops. He didn't do none of that. He was a real community dude. He was like, you're a good kid. I know this is not you. I think you just made a bad decision. And he was right. I made a bad decision. My intentions were not evil or anything like that. I just really wanted that record. Everybody had been talking about it. It was like everybody wanted that record. I had it. So he told me to come back the next day, and I was scared. I was like, oh, what is he going to do? And he was like, I came in. He's like, come over here. He showed me his turntables. Now, no one was allowed behind the counter where the turntables were. No one. He let me go back there, and he was like, these are turntables. I had never really seen real turntables. Who is calling me? Don't you know where I'm at? I done posted and everything. So from that day forward, he taught me how to DJ. And it's the ultimate good coming from a bad decision, because if I hadn't tried to steal that record, he gave it to me, by the way. If I hadn't tried to steal that record, I would have never learned how to DJ. Or maybe I would. Maybe it would have come later, but maybe it just wouldn't have come at that time. So I'm glad I stole that record. It sounds bad, but in the end, it worked out. It worked out. But like I said, your life always comes back to the decisions that you make, but you can't let those decisions run your life. You can't always live in the past. And I'm sure all of us, if we sat there and thought about it for a minute, like what one decision that you made that changed your life totally different. Like some people have been in car accidents. They're like, oh man, if I had just taken the highway that day, I would have never gotten that accident. That's literally happened to me. I took a shortcut down the street, got into an accident, totaled my car. And I was like, man, if I had just gone down Broad Street instead of Elmwood, that would have been good. But I'm glad I did. Total that car, I got a better car. You know what I mean? Like, there's always things that you can trace back to a decision that you made, but you can't let it run your life. Thank you, guys.
Awesome job, baby. There's so many things he said he shouldn't have done. I was trying